I guess I'm a divorcee.
You are.
Yeah.
Yes, you are. You're a gay divorcee. Your after party podcast. Woo! Hi, y'all. How y'all doing?
Hi, y'all.
Here's something that we study every 5 or 6 years. It's on cycle with our show. Okay. It's the concept of renewing wedding licenses.
It should be mandatory. It should be mandatory.
Just like a driver's license,
yes,
right?
Absolutely. I mean, one, we already know that the divorce rate is really, really high. But I think that people change over time. And, committing to someone when you're 25 versus 35, they're probably totally different things. Do you still want to be in it, or should you just be allowed out? No strings attached.
Well, here's the question. What's the advantage of renewing license versus just divorce?
Well, I think it's a less messy solution to the divorce. Like if in 10 years you can say, you know what, both of us are not on the same page as far as doing this, we're done.
So it's like a contract.
Yeah.
So it's like a 3-year contract, and then, do we want to renew this?
But then you have to figure out, I guess, all the other things, like, do we split things evenly? Do we, like if you have kids? Like,
if you have a contract,
you got to figure all that out.
So if you don't renew your contract, it's a divorce, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Unless you're not married anymore because you're expired. I don't know how that's going to change the financial separation stuff. But here's a great idea that stems from this, and I like this. Gandhi brought it up to us today. It makes you sit down and have the conversation.
Yeah.
Right. Mm-hmm. If you're just in a marriage, 10, 20, 30 years, whatever, how many times do you actually feel prompted to sit down and have to discuss if it's working or not?
Yeah.
This is a case where you both have to sit down and talk about it.
Right.
We make it sound much easier than it probably is.
Sure.
I
think so. I mean, how many people do we know? We know so many people who are in marriages that they cannot stand, and they have all of these reasons why they can't just leave that person, and it's really sad. And I'm like, but what if the contract just expired and everything was okay, and you could move on about, your life in the way that you want to? That's okay.
I think Sheldon would pick me again.
See, and then you wouldn't have to worry about it.
And because I always tell him how bored he'd be without me. He just keeps saying, a lot of less drama, that's for sure. That's the answer I get.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, I mean, he would probably miss some of that drama because it's highly entertaining.
100%, right? Exactly.
Yes, absolutely.
That's what I keep telling him, Elvis. Come on.
But okay, let's say you're sitting down with the person you're married to, and you have 30 days left. So you have to either march down or go online and redo it or whatever.
Yeah.
You have to get it redone. You have to physically maybe pay a fee and relicense and up your license. And you're like, oh no, I can't do it. I think we're done.
Yeah.
Then the conversation starts. Well, why are you done? And you actually talk about things that you wouldn't talk about normally.
Right. I mean, I think when you commit to someone forever, that's a big, big word and a very long time. But you might not be thinking about all the things that could change down the road. And I think that you should just be able to reassess, like, hey, are you still happy? How many people would just coast forever and not actually be happy?
What about you, Nate?
It forces you to have that conversation, that's for sure. And I'll say this, I think for anybody that's been through a divorce, you probably know before that conversation even happens that it's not going to continue. So, yeah, I firmly agree with this, Gandhi. I think this is a great idea, and too bad it's not implemented. I know that fellow divorcees, I guess I'm a divorcee.
You are.
Yeah.
Yes, you are. You're a gay divorcee.
I think that you just know that it's not going to continue, and if that conversation was forced to happen because the contract was expiring, you would be able to admit, okay, this is not working for me. And then you either come to terms where you can renew that contract or you just end it.
Right. And with divorces,
when you renew a contract, I mean, you have to think about what you're renewing, and it's a good thing for everyone. Go ahead, Gandhi. Sorry.
Well, with divorces, one person can contest it. But I feel like with this marriage license renewal, if one person doesn't sign, it's not getting renewed. That's it. Right. You can't fight back and forth about it. You both didn't sign, so it's not happening. That's it. Whereas, we've seen so many divorces where one person wants it and the other person's contesting it. And it's like, dude or woman, why are you doing this? Let it go.
Yeah.
Let it go.
Why would you want to contest with someone? I'll change their mind. I'll make them like me again.
Right.
Yeah,
No.
Okay.
Why would you want to be with someone who doesn't want you?
Exactly. Is this going on in any country in the world, any other place? I wonder if they do have
Let me look it up.
Marriage licenses that expire.
I don't know much about prenups. Probably contributed to my problem. Is that something you can put in a prenup, Elvis? I don't know.
You can put whatever you want. You can put whatever you want into a prenup, but different states have different levels and lines that what they say is fair and not fair. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So you could say, well, if we decide to divorce, you got to pay me $2 million. Well, the judge at that point will go, well, this is not going to stand up. No,
Oh, so then what's the point of it?
The prenup. Well, no, but well, okay, well, I can speak for a friend.
Okay.
Cool. Different states have different numbers that they have. It's all kind of formulated. Where if you've been together this many years and you make this much money, there's math involved, in that this would be fair. This would be a fair threshold for them to be paid out.
Ah, okay.
If the wedding comes to the marriage comes to a close. You could actually put a number much lower or a number much higher, but those would be easily contested by the judges in that state. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's wildly different from state to state. We just spoke to somebody in a state in the Midwest, and I was blown away by what their law was versus the law here.
Interesting.
Right.
And it's crazy to me. Like, we have a no-fault state, right? New Jersey's a no-fault state. So
New York is too.
I had a friend who was not at fault for the divorce. They got divorced because he cheated on her, and it was really, really bad. But she made more money, so she had to pay him. I'm like, dude, he cheated on you, and you had to pay him. That's how it works.
Yep.
Another kind of sad thing about the no-fault state is you can just get a phone call from an attorney one day saying, hey, they want to divorce you. It's over.
Really?
And there's no contesting it. No, they can go. And if you have a prenup, you got to pay them no matter what. That's the way that works.
I think one of the interesting things about all this that we keep talking about is everybody is talking about these numbers because marriage is a business contract, isn't it? It is a contract. Because if it's just love, you don't have to get anybody else involved. But when there's a contract, because of how it works, it needs to be looked at, I think, from a more business-like perspective.
I agree.
Oh, God.
Oh, here we go. This one who's never getting married.
I always rethink my opinion when he yells he agrees.
No, I do agree because I feel like we always talk about you change as a person day by day. So every 2 years there should be a required re-up of the contract, and you must be required to take like an assessment test of all these like a questionnaire, like did you fulfill this? Did you honor that? And then this way you get graded on it, and you guys look at each other's scores, and you're like, then you could really say, yeah, it's time to get.
Okay, so if this was the case, would you marry Robin for 2 years and then sit down and discuss whether to re-up?
I would think about it.
Okay.
That's good.
Because marriage is forever. They always say it's forever. You're putting you're taking these vows, and I don't know. That to me is too permanent. I don't like permanence.
I don't know. I don't think people getting married anymore think of it as permanence. I just don't.
Right.
Really?
No, not realistically. To be wedded forever. I don't think people getting married. I'm not saying everyone, but a lot of people are like, oh well, it's going to work, and if it doesn't work, we won't be together anymore. We'll get out of it.
Anymore, it seems like I'm gonna try my best.
Yeah, I'll give my best.
Yeah,
I'll give it a shot.
But I think it also depends on how you were brought up, and also religion plays a big part in a lot of people's lives, and being married, in your church or in your synagogue or whatever. So I think some people do look at it differently. That it's under the eyes of God, and it's different.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
And then they divorce.
Some of them
under those same eyes.
Some of them do. Some of them don't.
I know, Danielle, that's exactly what I just said, didn't I? I did. We're good. Well, there you go. A very happy conversation about divorce.
I think it's important to be realistic about what's going on. Like, you would never sign a work contract forever. So you should just think about things, because it is a business contract in so many ways. Think about it in that context.
I just don't see the difference between just divorcing versus it expires. Well, what are the benefits to just having it expired and you walk away? There's still a business contract.
I haven't worked it all out in my head yet.
Okay, get that.
She's starting a business. I think she's starting a business.
Exactly. So go ahead. If you're listening to us on the iHeartRadio app, you can hit the talkback button. Tell us what you think. We want to hear what's on your mind.